in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, everything day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle drippin' heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fit it. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle drippin', nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feastin' now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like an on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, bingo bottle, never stop it till the beast.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Turnipole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,132 subscribers. Huge jump yesterday. Appreciate you guys. But do me a favor, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you want to support the show, or you got something you want to ask Parker Blake, or you want to ask Dale, or like I said, just want to support the show, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave in this beautiful place down here. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. So if you're looking for a house, a condo, apartment, if you have a rental property you just don't want to manage anymore, give T Properties a shout. They'll take care of the rest. And you know it, I wear it every single day. I'm serious, I do. I wear it every single day. Jackpot Joey, so I got the hat on, hoodie, we got the beer, we got the flag, we got all kinds of stuff. If you want any of the merchandise, the hats, clothing, all stuff, go to jackpotjoey9.com. If you want any of the beer, go to Brink Brewery. It's there on Hamilton Avenue. Also, they sell it at Corker Bottle, Delhi Liquor, Jungle Gyms, all those places. Portion of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund and the Joe Burrow Fund. And sports betting is legal in the great state of Ohio. So if you've not downloaded Betfred Sports app yet, why not? We got the NBA playoffs coming up. We got baseball. I mean, I know the Reds aren't going to be very good, but you can bet on how bad they're going to be, how maybe they're going to be better than you think they are. I don't know. Go check out Betfred Sports and get your bets on there. What's up to everybody in the chat crew? We got Brad. You were first. No, you were first. My bad. Were you first? No. Oh, my bad. I'll get it right here. Nope, not sure. Nicholas, you were first. The chat went up. Anyway, Nicholas was first. Strangers in there. Brad's in there. Chris, Porkchop, Darth Bagel. What's up? Ryan, Kevin, William, Crip. Ryan, you're in there again. Another Ryan. William. I think that's everybody. Anyway, let's get to this thing. We have the co-host with me because sometimes he's the co-host, sometimes he's not. But today he's the co-host. He's Dale or Diesel, whatever you call
him. Just don't call me late for dinner.
But I don't think anybody ever calls you late for dinner. That's why you're Diesel, Big Diesel. That's why you walk around. Big Diesel coming.
All right, get Parker in here. It's just
okay.
Already.
What's going on, Parker?
Probably the weirdest intro I've ever seen in my life.
That's what we do here.
It's pretty fucking weird. Not gonna lie, I was part of it, and I didn't.
You came in sexy with your beanie and glasses, and then you just growled at each other for like 30 seconds. I don't know.
It's a sexual thing, Parker.
We're guys.
Yeah, I
we
don't judge.
spend a lot of time together, okay?
Guys don't really have to communicate. We can just grunt and
Virtually, we spend a lot of time together. You know what I mean? I'm winking.
I know Jeff's a cam girl. We don't gotta hide that.
No.
You're literally asking people to pay you while you're on cam.
Well, duh.
Cam girl.
Yeah.
We know what you are. You know, it's all right.
Oh, Dale's got more super chats here lately than I have, to be honest.
No, it happened like one time. Okay, it was one time, Jeff.
And he dominated. He had like 5 of them.
Like $5.
No, fuck no, you got more than that.
It's $21. I still haven't seen that money, by the way, but Derek best be paying me. Bitch better have my money, as Rihanna says. Pay me what you owe me.
Let's get into this here. So it's finished the NFL Combine, and we have the man who knows a lot about the offensive line, the big uglies, and we know the Bengals, and well, I hope we know this, the Bengals need to address the right tackle position. Where are you at on the Bengals right tackle position? Who do you think they should get? What do you think they'll do? You take it from there.
Well, I mean, if they're looking to draft a right tackle, I think there's good prospect. And it's interesting because you see a lot of year to year, you don't really know what you're getting in the draft. And I think this year is really tackle heavy, but not like left tackles. And there's some guys that went back to school this year that I think are going to be really high level left tackle prospects next year. So, I mean, if you're looking to replace the right tackle in the draft, this is the year to do it. And that's why I've even said if they're going to sign a free agent, still just draft a guy because you can't make up for that youth in free agency. And then there was a lot of good performers. I mean, DeJuan Jones, everyone's been talking about him. Massive man, and he can move. You're a liar if you didn't say that he was going to have the slowest 40 coming in. That's all I'm saying. The man is like 6'8", 400 pounds. If you didn't think he was going to run a 7-second 40 like I would have, then you're out of your mind. But he posted a damn good time. I'm excited to see him bench.
For as big as he was, that was ridiculous.
Just like that shot they had, like straight down the line of him running.
Dude, that's where I was sitting. I was sitting right there, and I saw him running toward me. I said, that's the biggest damn human I've ever seen in my life.
Horrifying.
Well, and his bench might not even be that great because his arm length is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, hey, but we've compensated for that if you even follow
with your system, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, now I wonder what your system. You need to go back and do Orlando Brown because that man, that's one big knock on him coming out. He did like fucking 8 reps or something.
I'm doing that tonight. I'll do Orlando Brown.
It wasn't 8, but it was it was not very many.
Well, I remember like his combine was horrible. He had like a relative athletic score of like 4. Like it was
worst combine since Andre Smith. That's why I was shocked we didn't take him. The only thing he didn't have was his shirt off. Titties.
I wish we would have taken him.
Oh man.
All right, Stranger's got the first question here. He said, "What's the chances of us going for Landry Taylor?"
Okay. Hold on. That says Lawan Taylor. There's Taylor Lawan, and there's Jawan Taylor. There's 2 separate human beings.
Taylor.
I was going to ask that same question.
Yeah, I think he means the guy from Jacksonville.
Jawan
Taylor.
Yeah, Jawan. I think it might be wrong, but that's
the 25-year-old right tackle. Most likely who he means.
Yeah.
Well, he's looking for what, like 10 or 11?
I don't know.
It might be more like 15.
I thought you were his agent.
I don't see them.
I thought you were his agent. I thought we were going to come to a deal today.
No, I mean, if they're signing a free agent, they're signing a cheap guy. That's what they do in free agency. I mean, that's why I think Big E, I'm not going to even try to say his last name.
Illuminor.
Illuminati out of Las Vegas.
Illuminor.
But I think he's the best option, just value-wise. He's dirt cheap, and then everyone's worried about the penalties. I mean, you can coach penalties out of a player in an offseason. Some people might disagree with that, but that's an easy thing to fix, especially you can scheme people out of penalties at the tackle position. So I think he's the best option in free agency because he's cheap, and I think he's a really effective player. I mean, everyone knows I also like McGarry, but there's a whole pass pro conversation with him that I don't even want to get into.
Well, that's exactly what we've been saying for like the last 2 weeks when Dale told me about him. I'm like, yeah, he sounds perfect. And I actually talked to Dan Horde about it yesterday, and he was in agreement. And the best thing, too, is if you sign him and he's on cheap, you can keep Lael, and then you can wait till he comes back. And if Illuminati is not playing good, then you put Lael in there or vice versa or whatever. Either way, if LC is your freaking backup, he can play guard as well. So there's that's why I'm like, this makes complete sense to me to go sign Illuminor.
Well, imagine like if you're throwing Collins in on the jumbo package as your sixth lineman, like, are you kidding? And then like that's why I'm saying you can draft Illuminati, you can sign Illuminati and then draft DeJuan Jones, and you can have three of the freaking best run blockers on the right side you could ask for, and it doesn't matter who works.
Now you're getting greedy. You're getting greedy. I seen your tweet, and I said to Jeff, I said, now he's getting greedy when he also wanted to draft DeJuan Jones. That's when I messaged, and I said, I think I would go a different route in the draft if we get.
No, I don't think they can double dip. I think they should, because I think it makes sense this year with the draft, because you don't get.
You would take 7 linemen, Parker.
You're not going to see another one. You're not going to see
linemen all the time, the whole draft.
I'll tell you what. I don't think DeJuan Jones touches 28. I think he goes.
No, I've said he's gone
20.
at 17.
Yeah.
So,
is that the Steelers pick or are they 18? He's going right in that range.
Yeah, if he passes the Steelers, I'll be amazed.
Yeah, I think the Steelers will take him. I honestly do. I could completely see that.
But I mean, it's like I've been saying, like you pay for your needs. You just draft best player available.
And that's where I'm like, I don't think the Bengals can wait for the draft to fix the right tackle. And it's not that. The only reason we have to fix it is because Lael is injured. I mean, other than that, it would be depth. We still have to get depth. That's one thing. And in this scenario, we got depth. In one move, it gives you depth. I'd still like to get another one in the draft. Maybe later on down, like third or fourth round, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Good deal.
I will say Darnell Wright and his athletic performance and stuff helped him a lot. Which Parker, I don't know if you watched when we had Mike Renner from PFF on Bengals and Brews, but he had him way down. I said, man, Bengals Twitter going to hate you, bro. Like, why do you hate Darnell so much? He had him like 7th.
Hey, you've seen my rankings, man. I'm not Darnell's a good player, but he's not in my top 5.
Yeah.
Who is your top 5? Let's put that out there.
My top, like, tackles?
Yeah, tackles.
Oh, God. I don't know. It's been a mess this week. My top 5 tackles that'll get me yelled at, and one of them isn't even really a tackle, so it's really like 3.5. But I got PJJ.
Hold on. Let's go one by one, and I'll yell at you or I'll prove.
Well, Paris Johnson's the guy. If you don't think he's number one, you're wrong.
Yeah, I've had him number 1.
I agree with that.
This whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I got Broderick Jones next because that man is also massive and he moves so well.
Okay. Now, I still approve, yes, but this is where Skoronski at least comes into play for me and you, the argument. So is he on your list too?
Skoronski's in my top 5. I think he's probably be like the number 1 interior guy for me if he would just make that transition. But yeah, because
we kind of talked about that, right? I said I think somebody will give him a shot at least to play tackle, but if you move him in, you're potentially getting. I won't say he's this guy, but he's the damn closest probably thing to Quentin Nelson if he just focuses on guard that's come out.
Yeah, I'm worried about his athleticism, which is why I don't like him at tackle, but I think it's workable. But he can even be one of those just big guys that can just bang people around for a smaller center. Like if the Ravens grab him for Linderbaum, that'd be awesome. But I don't know. We'll see where he goes.
All right. Give him a shot. Continue with your list. I want to yell at you. I haven't got to yell at you yet.
Well, I have DeJuan at 3, which everyone's been yelling at me about, so you can go ahead and do the same thing. But
I have him at 4, so there's no reason for me to yell at you, especially like if you really think Skoronski is a better guard, then to me, Jones is tackle 3. I would 100% agree with you on that.
And then I have Skoronski at 4 just because I think just overall athleticism, as the build as a tackle, he looks good. I don't think he moves very well, but I think just his ability, and I'm watching him play the position, he's in the top 5 for sure. So I threw him at 4. But then like I said, it's like top 3 gap and then a big gap to like 5, which I have. I have McClendon. I've Warren McClendon and Darnell Wright tied at 5. And I always put
all right. I know Warren McClendon.
Mover.
Warren McClendon's your guy.
I love McClendon. No one else does, but I do.
He's one of those guys that you can see that's like, for whatever reason, they are going to slide to like round 3, 4, and then they're still going to come in the league and be a starter. Georgia, that happens a lot.
Be like a day 3 guy. Like, it's crazy.
Who was the guy? There's a guy from Georgia, I feel like last year, a guard. Same thing.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it? He went like 6th round even.
He went so late, and he got a lot of reps for the Chargers this year because their O-line couldn't stay healthy. But
then he did good. He was really good.
Coming out, I said he was a great tackle and guard. Doesn't matter where you put him, he's going to be solid. And everyone was like, no, he's a later round guy. And I mean, we're doing just fine.
I had him as a 2nd, 3rd round guy. And when he kept sliding, I'm like, why is this guy? I said, did he kill someone? That's what I said.
It's just like Creed Humphrey sliding to like almost a 3rd round.
All right, Kevin's got a question here. Overall, who would be the best fit? I think he's saying for the Bengals. I mean, that we could actually get, that we could actually draft. Not, I mean,
are we also saying Jonah's going to be left tackle because that eliminate, that takes some
Jonah?
Yeah, like Jonah's going to be left tackle.
Oh, he's playing left tackle next year.
He's
playing left tackle next year.
Right.
So we need a right tackle
to
start to answer that question. Mm-hmm. So who do you? I mean, he's going to say Jones, right? You got to say.
I'm telling you, if Jones makes it down there, they have to pick him. I don't care what the situation is.
Dude, I'm with you.
Especially with Collins on the roster. I mean, he fits great in behind Collins, just as having him as a mentor. And then if Collins gets hurt again or can't get healthy, just throw Jones in. It's the same player but younger. I keep saying DeJuan Jones is the Lyle Collins signing, but it actually has long-term potential.
So I got one for you. That I saw a guy, Freeland, jumped out the freaking gym. He's like 6'7". I think is that the kid from North?
6'8".
6'8".
Yeah, he's like 6'8" and came in just over like 302 or something like that. He came out as 392, and everyone knew that was
a couple of high jump.
I said he gained 100 pounds since the Senior Bowl.
I couldn't believe how high he jumped. They had to move the sticks up 3 times because he kept hitting the top of them.
Him and Bijan have the same vertical.
Oh, do they? Really?
37 inches, yeah.
Sheesh. I mean, there's a big difference in height, but still, for a big guy to get that high up, I don't give a crap. That's still impressive to watch because I'm over there watching one. Who the hell is that? Like, damn, that's
10 foot broad, 4'9", 640. I mean, he's an athlete. I mean, he played tight end in high school.
Yeah, so. he was very impressive.
BYU, is that his school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought he was Northwestern. Sorry, it's BYU.
Oh, he's from BYU.
Okay.
Local kid, man. Local kid.
Oh, he's from here.
From here.
Oh, from where you're at. Okay, I got you. I think you meant here.
I know who he is. Don't worry.
I don't love him though. Personally,
no, he's going to play right tackle. He played left tackle all his college career. He's going to play right tackle in the league just because he's not a good pass protector. He's not good around the edge. He can't get his 9 yards of depth with a speed rush. He doesn't really protect the inside very well. He's a great mover in the run game. I don't know if he has the strength to move people, but like get him on the second level, get him out in space. He's a great athlete. Like he's going to make that work. But I have like legitimate concerns about his pass protection.
Not a Frank Pollock guy at right.
Not a Frank Pollock guy
at all. Like I mean, you're almost 6'8", you're 300. That alone, you think of that body, and that comes along with that athleticism. He has to have that to stay in the league. I have him as like a 3rd round guy, maybe, and maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna. I can see him going in the second, just because if there's a run on tackles, people are just gonna want to grab guys.
Reach, yeah.
That's what I'm afraid
with his athletic profile, I can see a team taking a shot with him. But he's a day 2 guy for sure. I put value starting in round 3, just like you said, but. Yeah,
he's a guy that's going to need a year at minimum, if not 2, to even think about putting him on the field. To me,
PFF's been raving about him for his whole college career, and a lot of people are saying he's a day 1 starter or at least can earn a starting position. But I don't see it.
Dean here says, and I think this guy is going to make some money just because of his look. The kid from South Dakota,
North Dakota State, the Bison.
Yeah.
I'll say, put some respect on North Dakota State University.
NDSU, baby. Okay, first conversation. How do you say his last name? Have I been saying it wrong? Or is everyone on TV saying it wrong? It's Mock, right?
I've heard a lot of Ma, like the CH almost silent. But
it's not Mouch.
I haven't heard that.
That's what everyone at the combine was calling him, was Mouch.
I don't know. It's the guy without the fucking teeth.
Yeah,
beautiful hair.
And the funny, did you see the video of him pretending to be the Napoleon Dynamite when he was a kid?
Oh, that was awesome. His little
hilarious. They put that on the screen in there in the stadium there. I'm like, holy crap! And he didn't have any teeth then either.
He lost him in 7th grade playing basketball. I learned over
And
this.
he never
last
wanted to put
weekend.
it back in.
He doesn't care.
He just come out like, all right, dude, whatever. I think we kind of hard to eat, but whatever. But I mean, to me, when you see that, I'm going. First, I saw his picture. I'm like, that's a glass eater.
That's a glass eater, man. NBA
Literally,
Tyson just pound those out though. Like that's what they do.
So where do you see him going?
He's my interior O-line 1. I wouldn't say he's not guard 1, he's not center 1, but he's my interior guy, like my top guy, just because he has that 5-position flexibility. I don't know how he'd be at tackle, but I know he can play it. I don't know how he's going to pan out at guard. He's really athletic. He's got the strength. He put 29 reps on the bench. I think he can move around well. Like I think he's going to pan out really well. I don't know where he's going to play, but that versatility for me put him at the top of my list just because any team can grab him and he's gonna fill a need for you.
I have him as guard 2. So I have Torrance from Florida. He transferred there last year from, I can't even remember the damn school. Smaller school that has produced some guys too. I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but
he's a big boy. Torrance.
Yeah, Osiris Torrance. Yeah, he's like 340, like 6'5" or something.
6'5", 6'6", and
yeah, that's a big deal. I got him at number 1, but
where you got McNing? If I'm saying it right, McNing. Is he moving up the board? Dean wants to know.
I don't know who that is.
I might be saying it wrong, or he spelled it wrong.
Look at my list. I don't even think I have that.
We're
gonna need spell check on that one before I can answer any questions about it. Wait, so okay, Dale, who are your top 5 interior guys?
So see, I guess I rank center and guard separate.
Okay,
but
I can appreciate that. That's all right.
So I have Torrance as like my number 1 guard.
Okay,
the only guy I think worthy of potentially late first round as a guard. And then the only guy I have at center that I would, and it's honestly, I have this guy more early second, is the John Michael Smith from Minnesota at center. And then I'm trying to combine these here just off the top of my head. So then Cody Ma, I have as my guard number 2.
Okay.
And Titman, I have as center 2. So like I'm pretty locked in on those being my top 4. The dude from Wisconsin, because he can play guard too. That's a big ass dude. I was disappointed he didn't test. Because supposedly he is supposed to test like a freak also.
He's just supposed to be super athletic. And I was talking about that with some people today. I didn't really see his athleticism on film, but if he tests well, like I want to see his drill work and see if he can move. That's my same thing with the Minnesota center. He was on a bum ankle all year, so watching his film, he doesn't really have that lateral mobility. But if he can drill well and like I can get some of those clips, like I'll change my mind on him. But I'm low on both those guys right now just because nothing flashed to me on film. But I like Titman because I feel like he'll be a good guard at the league because he's got that size.
Yeah, at worst, yeah.
Yeah.
Because can he play? It's hard 6'6". Can he play center at 6'6"? Like that's just a leverage thing that is always a question. I wanted to get my 5th here, Jeff, real quick.
All right, go ahead. Go.
Because I had Voorhees. He's obviously gonna. I have to move him down just because he's not going to play this year, so I'm going to have to move him down. But I do love the fact that he's still that's a glass eater. Yep. Went out there and put up what 38 reps on the, 38 reps on the bench with
broken 40 on the bench.
Yes, it's unreal. But then I have Steve Avili, who I think could play center and guard also. He's probably my actual number 5 interior line.
All right, so Dean was asking about Ma, if we're saying it right.
North Dakota State.
Yeah, North Dakota State. Is he moving? Did this weekend help him move up on the board, on your board?
I would hope so. I can't move him any higher personally, but I don't know how. He's a guy that's really interesting because I don't know how NFL teams look at a guy like that because he's got the FCS background, which I think a lot of NFL teams knock because they're looking for high floor guys, and they don't really. There's not a lot of data about how that translates. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. And so I feel like he could just get knocked for his helmet. And then, but I mean, he tested like crazy. I think he's strong. I can only imagine he's interviewing well because from what I've seen, he's got a great personality. Like I feel like teams are going to like the guy,
right?
Just if they can justify picking him up.
So does Cordell Volson and the success he had last year coming from that same school? You think that helps? Mom?
I don't think people use that as a
Really?
just because it can be a variable. You don't know. It can just be a one-off that happened.
I thought maybe it's the same coach staff going interior.
No, I agree. I'm with you. I love Bison. Like when they come out in the league, I always watch them because they always play well, especially in the trenches. But I just don't know if anybody else is. Dale?
Well, I wanted to look back at his age because I know that was one thing with Folson is he was an older prospect. He had like the 6 years that he was on. And you do have to factor that in for what it doesn't always make a huge difference, but it's something I always factor in to my evaluation on where I put a guy one over another. If there's one guy's 2 years younger, well, give me the 2 years younger guy if they're close.
For sure.
So Ma is 24. Like already.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit older, kind of like that too, and a small school. And I'm not saying like I said, I still have him solid as guard too. I like the kid. I like that he's gonna work his ass off, and you just know that, and you can't go wrong taking a kid like that. But I wanted to double check his age because I wasn't sure.
Did you? He's an older guy, and a lot of people were talking about that. He's an older guy playing at the FCS level. He's going to look good. That's what a lot of people were knocking him for, is that like he's just got maturity over these lower level players. I'm like, I don't really know if I don't know if that makes a difference when he's throwing people around the field.
Right. Exactly. So did we talk? I might be wrong with this, but isn't there a center from Ohio State come out? Didn't that
that's my guy. I love that. I watched his film yesterday.
Because wasn't he the guy we drafted on our mock draft their day we did?
No, we had Titman. We had the Wisconsin guy somehow fell to the third or fourth. It might have been fourth round, and I was like,
broken right now.
I know. That's why I was like, well, if he's there in the fourth, give me the. Right. I'll let him back up.
Well, then there's those people that are like, well, you can't pick him up because it's not realistic. I'm like, if he's in the fourth, I'm picking him up. That's all I know.
I mean, that's the way machine does it. None of this is realistic. It's a freaking machine doing it. You just pick people.
And none of us, just fans, we don't have that insider information of behind the scenes, how they interviewed at the Combine and the Senior Bowl. We don't know some of their reputations from campus that they get from like their coaches, that they talk to. We don't have that. We don't have their medical history that the NFL gets. They scan those guys up and down for every injury and long-term, short-term, everything that those injuries could be.
So could Darnell Washington, could he transition into a right tackle?
Dude, him and the Old Dominion guy, I just throw them on the line, man. They don't need to be catching balls. Just throw them in there.
No, not the Old Dominion. The Old Dominion guy 4.5. He ran a 4.5. That 6.
Dude,
7.
but imagine that pulling around the end, going out of corner.
I know, but
What's
he jumped 40 inches. I'm just thinking red zone threat, like. Just
throw it up.
Yeah, you leak him out on that fake field goal. You leak him out to the pylon, and that's easy.
We can do it for the shovel pass. It's perfect for the shovel pass.
I mean, Whitworth
shovel pass to a 6'8" dude that's jumping 40 inches. I'm gonna punch you in the nose, Jack.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, let's see here. I'll try to read this without messing it up. All right, I think we did a good free agent right tackle. Then hopefully we get Mayer in the first round and get the best cornerback in the second, unless Alabama's running back is there, which he shouldn't be.
Oh, Gibbs is going to fall, though. He did not test well.
He tested overall well.
Yeah. He looked good in drills, but he didn't have the speed that everyone expected.
Bijan wasn't as fast as I thought he was going to be honest. I mean, he still did good, but I thought he could be faster, to be honest. Bijan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm torn on Mayer, man. I don't know. I've never known how I felt about that guy, and this combine did not. I was hoping to get some clarity this weekend, and I am in the same predicament. I don't know.
So what will be your number one tight end then?
My number one tight end right now is Kincaid, because I haven't seen him fail a test yet, and he's an awesome receiver, and that's what the NFL wants right now. So
the back injury scares me with him.
I
was having him at like 2 and 3 with Washington because they're totally different tight ends. So do you want the blocker or you want the pass catcher? But Mayer gives you a little bit of both. That's why I've kept him at number 1. And
that's why, I had Kincaid in Washington at 2 and 3 and Mayer at 1. And then the way Mayer tested, I was hoping to see more athleticism because I thought he was a better pass catcher. But then even like he struggled to move the sled, which is the conversation we get into why they even have that at the combine.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to see him move better. I need to watch more film on him to see if he can block, like how well he can block. Because I've heard a lot of good things. I haven't really gotten into his film yet. I don't do a lot of tight end work. But I mean, if he can be an effective blocker, I don't know. I'm really torn. That's why I've dropped him to 3, but really it's like I have 2 guys at 1, and then
they're all different, and they're all different skill sets.
They're all in that same tier. And there's a drop off after the 3 of them, but it's whatever you want out of that position.
I think the Bengals would like Mayer the most because he gives them enough blocking, and we pass so much that even though he doesn't seem like he's explosive catching the ball, he is very good with the contested catch. He never was explosive at Notre Dame, just, running wide open down the field. He's just making tough catches, solid route runner, just overall does a little bit of everything that you want. So
he feels a lot like Hurst, if you're being honest. Like, it feels like a younger version of Hayden Hurst because he's not explosive in the pass game. I think Hurst is better in that aspect than he was, but Hurst is a damn good blocker that no one ever talks about that. But.
You talk about Meyer? He's bigger. He's a lot bigger than Hurst.
A lot bigger.
He's huge.
Yeah, well, Hurst finally started to block solid this year, but like coming out, Hurst was just a straight up like athletic, former pitcher, like put up tons of numbers and records at South Carolina. He was drafted to be like the explosive.
Dale, you love this one. Let's take another Drew sample. The sleds were dominated with Washington.
I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna walk off after here. I'll be back, but I'm gonna need a minute.
Dude, we can't talk about that Washington sled rep, man. That was hand heavy, face in, hips behind, big steps. That was not a good rep on the sled. He's just massive and had the length to move it and the weight behind him to move the sled. That was not a good sled rep, and any O-line guy will tell you that.
He's just a big dude.
He's just a big boy.
Yeah, I'm like the thing that impressed me about Washington was that one-handed catch.
That one-handed catch. That was
how big are his hands?
Dude, I needed to look up that. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up.
I didn't know. I mean, that ball looked like a mini football in his hand. He's just like, Broop. I'm like,
like a Nerf ball at the pool.
Yeah, exactly. That's. I mean, just to watch these big guys move like that is just, I don't know. That just depresses the hell out of me when I see that there.
I'm streaming my internet trying to find out how big his freaking hands are.
Oh, if Dale was here, he got pissed off and left.
I was gonna say, I need my filibuster.
Yeah, he had to go let his dog out. That's what he had to do. All right, so while you're doing that, real quick, I just want to get your thoughts because a lot of Bengals fans, I've had a lot of people comment on the show about this, about Jonah Williams. Like, oh my God, Jonah Williams is trash. Jonah Williams is horrible. Jonah Williams this, blah, blah. I keep trying to tell everybody Jonah Williams is going to be our left tackle next year. The year after that, I don't know. My opinion, now I'm no O-line expert at all, but I think Jonah Williams is average. He didn't make the leap that I thought he would make it last year or I wanted him to make. And I think it had a lot to do with, dislocating both his kneecaps. Where are you at on Jonah Williams? I mean, is there something left there? Do you think there's another level he can get to, or is this it?
First off, Darnell Washington's hands are, I believe, 11 inches wide.
Woo.
So that's a significant length for a hand.
Yeah.
And other appendages. Jonah Williams, if you have been following me for any
he's alluding to a huge penis for anyone.
What do they say about big hands? But no, I love Jonah. I think everyone was begging for him of an average O-line this year. And I do say everyone. People get mad at me for making a generalization. Everybody was asking for it. I could not go through my timeline last offseason without people begging for average O-line play.
Right.
And I think Jonah was average. He was an average O-line player. Then everyone comes out and says, oh, well, do you want average out of a first-round draft?
Preach, brother.
I'm like, well, okay, he was a first-round draft pick. He also was injured for 3 years, 4 years. Like, I'm pumped that he's still average because most guys would have been out of the league at this point. Like, I'm so pumped to have him for another year and only at like just under $13 million. Like, that's a steal. We're getting a steal out of him next year. That's why, and he's going to play whether you don't want him to or not. Like, he's going to play next year.
My question with everybody who wants to replace him, I'm like, with who? We have to find somebody to play right tackle. We don't have money to go out and sign Orlando Brown. We don't. That'd be great. We don't have the money. Who are they going to replace him with? That was dry saying, oh, we got to get better there. All right. Who?
Yep.
Well, can I add on to that? Like, Parker, I've been saying to Jeff and on here, like, okay, if he was a free agent, if we didn't pick up his 5th-year option and he was on the market this year, he would be the number 2 available offensive tackle because he plays left tackle behind Orlando Brown, would he not?
Correct.
Exactly. That's the thing, right? That should tell you enough right there of what other teams are going to pay for him. I mean,
well, that's the thing is like Jonah Williams last year, he's worth like if he was on the market today, he'd be worth minimum $16 million a year. Most likely.
I say, and he probably gets 18 to 20 because no one has tackles.
Yep, because everyone's needy for tackles, and so we're trying to get rid of a guy that we have on like a $4 million discount minimum because they want better out of some guy out of the draft, out of a lower rated tackle, out of who? Like,
well, and one of the coaches said that I can't remember if it was Pollock or it was Brian Callahan. He goes, everybody needs tackle. Or offensive linemen in general. There's not enough offensive linemen in college, in the NFL, in the XFL. All these, everybody needs linemen. If you get somebody who's average and there's potential to get better, which I think he still can. That's huge. That's
healthy.
Awesome.
If he's healthy, he's going to be better.
Right.
If he just doesn't get hurt, because I mean, even in that Week 5 game when he got hurt, he posted one of the best games I graded out for the year. Like, I don't know what you want from him.
I just don't understand what do they want? I mean, do they want Anthony Munoz? Because there's only one of them. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You want Whitworth because you're not getting him.
We got spoiled. We got spoiled with
dude. He's been gone. He's been in the Hall of Fame for 20 years.
You want Ablahe back? You want that revolving door that came around the time?
I know he's a guard, but Bobby Hart back. I know he's
Bobby. I'm just saying, like, he's the best O-line member of that room.
Who was the one guy? We had Newhouse playing left tackle. Yeah, Marshall Newhouse. You want Marshall Newhouse back?
Well,
I think Andre Smith had to play left tackle one game when we brought him back.
He was supposed to be a left tackle.
Oh, man, do not talk about sacks in the comment section right now. Please, for the love of God, do not talk about sacks. Well, he had one of the lowest pressure rates in the league, but Joe Burrow was running for his life away from Collins and Adeniji all season. So they ran into sacks on Jonah's side, or Jonah to block his guy for 8 seconds because Joe's running for his life, and his players run around. I mean, you can only block a guy for so long. I don't really care about the sack number because his true sack number is probably like in the single digits, most maybe 6 or 7, most.
This motherfucker's spitting.
For the podcast listeners, we had a comment talking about the amount of sacks that Jonah let up or let in or whatever, and that's what everybody's always coming back at me at. I'm like, it's more of the pressures. Yes, the sacks are there, but it wasn't Jonah's fault.
Dude, he had less than 9% pressure rate and gave up the most sacks in the league. You think he's going to do that again? Like, no one's done that in the history of football, and it's not because he was historically bad. It's because he's getting blocked by P. Ryan half the time, and when he's not, Joe Burrow's running into sacks. Like, I don't know. I'm not. Go watch the film and then talk to me about sacks because I'm really over that conversation.
Man, Parker just went.
I'm glad I put that one up. That was good.
You know how Greg goes into big savage mode? We got a big savage Parker, man.
He went his super spidey sense.
I'm so over that conversation, man.
Well, you watch these guys. You break it down more than freaking PFF does, and you know the pressure rates, and you know this, and you know that, and so like.
What about this one? It says bull rush. The bull rush kills him.
Yes, he struggles with power. He's not going to be a perfect. He's not a top 5 tackle. He's an average.
We're not saying that. Yeah, we're not. We're saying
he struggles against the bull rush. Edge rushers that want to rush the edge on him have no chance. He was taking guys to 12 yards last year when they tried to take the edge. Yeah, you can bowl him. Okay, give him a chip every now and then. They never gave him any help because they're trying to help the right side. He was on island all year.
Parker, that's what I always say. Everybody's like, "Oh, Myles Garrett kills him." I said, "Well, 1, Myles Garrett kills everybody. 2, they never help Jonah out. They leave him out there by himself.
You left him alone for 2 games with Myles Garrett. What did you expect to happen?"
Right, exactly.
You throw Orlando Brown with Myles Garrett for 2 whole games alone, he's not going to do very well either. He actually had a worse pressure rate than Jonah Williams, and he's asking for $20 million a year.
And we see Hendrickson getting pressure on Brown, right? Like,
yeah. Mhm.
Do you know what? Like, you don't think
Yeah,
that?
Osai getting pressure on Brown. Like,
Oh, he destroyed him.
Destroyed him
Henderson got
all
pressure on him, but
game.
Osai destroyed him.
So I have a question, Parker. And maybe this is some homework you can do for me if you want to. When the offensive line was healthy, for I don't know, probably game after the Browns game when we started the 10-game winning streak before they all started going down.
Mhm.
I would love to know what the pressure rate was then. How much time did Joe have? Because that's when that was the healthiest their offensive line was all year, and I think Joe performed the best, and he got the least pressures in that time. I don't know the numbers at all, but I can't. Whatever. Who went down first? Was it Kappa? Kappa went down first, I think, and then.
Well, I mean, you also got to. They were
So that's
healthy.
when that's the offensive line. How good they were
They
playing.
were healthy, but
Yeah.
Jonah still had it dislocated his kneecap
True.
and not stopped.
True.
And he was playing.
And they
They
were
kept
still. I mean,
playing.
my point is, when they were all right, quote
Yeah, no,
unquote healthy, they were good. They were a very
They
good
were a
line.
good group. Like they were definitely pushing top 10 at points during that stretch. And I mean, they had some easier games. Like, look how the run game looked during that stretch. Look how Joe looked in the pocket during that stretch. Like once they got in a groove, once they hit that midpoint of the season and they were used to playing with each other, that group looked good. And that's why when I tweeted out earlier today that they should sign my favorite guard in the entire league from Philadelphia, go look at my tweet. But
Hey, I was right, Jeff. I said I think Eagles.
How do you say his name?
Sayumalo?
That's what I was like.
I don't know.
I've met a lot of Polynesians in my life. I can't see that one.
Our main man, Isaac.
Isaac. It's my boy. It's Isaac. Big S. We got
I
Big
knew
S
you
and
were
Big E.
talking about.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, no, but I mean, he's
that last name.
He's a bruiser, man. Like if you put him on this line, I love Volson to death, but if Volson is your depth piece, like playing guard and tackle because he's got length to him and he's a good player, like throw a good high quality left guard in there next to Jonah, and I guarantee with Joe Burrow in the backfield, this is a top 10 unit next year.
And
Guaranteed.
the thing is, we need depth because the last 2 freaking years our offensive line can't stay healthy, so we got to improve depth.
It's hard.
But I will say, like, we're not going to get a left guard. Like, no, I love the is Volson upgradable? Yes, but I have just not let that even be like a thought for the.
They're not going to spend the money there. I don't think they will.
Yeah,
no, I don't think they
that's
will.
why
they said they're spending to the cap for the first time, literally ever.
Right.
No, they've been spending you have to spend so much to the cap, and
they roll over though. They leave a lot in the bank season to season.
Not the last couple of years near as much as they used to.
Well, not yet.
Well, they were able to.
Not compared to when they were, as people have been trying to say lately, like tanking for, years apparently. But
Mike Brown used to give himself a $10 million bonus every year.
Yeah, well, they're not rolling the cap over; they're just paying it to Mike. But
yeah.
All right, Dean, we touched on this a little bit on the preview show of Bengals and Brews, but
the preview show. That's all I am anymore.
You're the preview show to the main entertainment. No, I was kidding. No, but we were talking about Joe Mixon on there.
I'm the appetizer to your main course, and you know what? A lot of people like appetizers.
Yeah, there you go. They like it better.
I'm a big appetizer.
Dale's your mozzarella sticks, man. You gotta give his credit where it's due.
And who doesn't like a good mozzarella stick?
Who doesn't like a good mozza stick, man?
Oh, dude, you guys are making me hungry. So anyway,
I'm getting hungry too. So
I personally think Mixon is not going to get the $12 million. I think he's either getting cut or it's getting restructured. And I think P. Ryan got a better shot. I had bringing P. Ryan back and Travion and drafting somebody. I know it's not offensive line, Parker, but you're a Bengals fan. What's your opinion?
Dude, I would love to draft a running back, man. Have you seen the guys this year?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
They're not paying Mixon, and just from the responses, I think a lot of people kind of overblew this, but Duke Tobin always speaks very highly of his players, or at least very vaguely. But,
sorry, that's blooming onion. I had to.
He just got all off topic. Sorry. Go ahead, Parker.
Dale's a blooming onion. But no, I don't. I think the way he was answering questions, I don't think Mixon's back, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't have anything against Mixon. I don't, in general, and any of my friends can attest to this, I hate running backs in general because I think they're overpaid and overvalued. I think you can put an average running back in there on a rookie contract for 3 years, get a lot of juice out of him. He'll go get paid somewhere and bust. Like, I think that's what this team needs to be on a cycle of, is cheap running backs and cheap tight ends and value picks at the O-line spot, because they're going to pay Joe a lot of money. They're going to pay Chase a lot of money. We all want them to pay Higgins a lot of money.
Mhm.
So what does that mean? You can't pay everybody on the offense because then you'll have no defense. You'll have to score 150 points a game. So go
I
ahead.
wonder if we're going to start seeing more people like they want their kids to be a linebacker or an edge rusher than even have them like, hey, your future is to be a running back. Because, yeah, that may get you a college scholarship, but the NFL is such a short life and money-wise, like, it's just kind of true. Like, I mean, they posted a thing about the Super Bowl. Like, these guys will have their entire 4 or 5 guys on their running back room for under $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, that's basically what the Chiefs did. With their, they didn't.
Well,
pay
he
for
got
any-
Pacheco, was a 7th round pick. Like
Yeah.
he got the job done, didn't he? If we were worried about Pacheco coming in, I was at least. I bet on that touchdown and that hit. So I mean, I felt pretty good about Pacheco.
I mean, a running back I like is kind of a smaller one, and I can never remember his name, but he's a kid out of Tulane because I saw him play.
Tajay?
Tajay.
Yeah,
Spears.
Tajay Spears.
Yeah.
I have him as a 2nd-round prospect. I mean, I don't. My guy's still Izzy. That's underrated a little bit, but I also have him as like a early
Is that the
3rd.
Minnesota kid?
That's the Pittsburgh, 20
Oh,
years
okay.
old. And I call him Izzy, which is his nickname, but it's Israel Abanikandi or
Okay.
something.
Whoa, you said that one good.
Look at that.
Very proud of you.
With confidence.
Bro, I've been working on these, but man, they don't make it easy.
No, they don't.
They don't make it easy for a Southern Ohio hick-ass motherfucker who can't even say regular English words correct to try to pronounce their names.
If you want to talk about, hold on, this is going to sidetrack, but can we just talk about? So there's a guard out of UCLA. His name is Antonio, not Antonio, Antonio. And I was writing his name.
I
as
literally have it
Antonio
written down
forever.
as Antonio
I had-
Maffei. You're talking about Maffei, right?
Yeah, Mafi, because I posted it. I posted my rankings, or no, I was talking to somebody about him or something. And Jared messages me and he's like, just FYI, his name's Antonio, not Antonio. I think his parents just named him that to fuck with people.
Probably
Is the N in there though?
No,
Like,
it's Antonio, one N.
Antonio.
I guess I just subconsciously wrote it down.
Is it Antonio?
I did too. I never read it. I just assumed it was Antonio. Anyway, back to running backs. I just
No, that's good to know.
Hey,
Hey, that's
you're,
great knowledge for me.
you're talking to two guys named Dale and Jeff. We're the 2 most boring names around. We don't know how to spell
Oh,
Antonio. Antonio. You got to say it like that, Antonio.
Antonio.
Antonio Maffei.
Antonio, bring me the mozzarella sticks. I need the cheese sauce.
Oh, we're canceled. You're canceled. Canceled.
I don't think you can do that, Jeff. I don't.
Can't do it.
All right, Parker, running backs. What were you saying? We got all
Anyway, I don't even. Dale was going about running backs. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't really care to watch running backs because I just look for their RAS, RAS, however you want to say it, score. And if they test well, they're fast. And I watch a couple of their drills I do, like their off tackle drill. I really like watching because that says a lot for me, just kind of how they track where their running lines are. But I mean, if they look good, they're going to be good for the first couple of years. I mean, and again, like we said, you're not looking for a big hit in the running back spot anyway. Like Bijan be awesome. I think this team would waste Bijan, to be honest, because they're not going to use a running back like that.
I mean, that's not a terrible point. Like,
No.
That's why we're looking at Tank Bigsby. We're looking at Charbonnet is the most athletic guy I want.
yeah,
I
I have him as my. That's the thing. I have him as my running back 3, and that's why everybody's like, "Well, we'll just pick him up." And it's like, okay, at best he lasts till 60. So
and
there's your
everyone's like, we'll get
second-round
Charbonnet
pick.
in the 3rd. I'm like, hell no, you won't.
You're not. I'm not sure. I don't think he lasts till 60, but that's just my opinion. But if he is there at 60, that is the latest he'll be there if you want to take him.
And one thing, if you're a Bengals running back, you've got to know how to freaking pass block.
That's why they're selling Mixon, because he
Right.
can't.
Exactly. If Mixon
They're
can
paying
pass,
2 guys to do the job of 1 guy.
right. That's exactly. That's exactly what they need to do. I mean, get the guy out there who can stay out there 3rd down the whole time, so you don't shovel in and out. Like, all right, 3rd down to pass him because Piron's coming in because Mixon can't pass block. I mean, that's the whole concept.
You want to talk about the Super Bowl? Why is P Ryan in on 3rd down? Well, because you have to put him in on 3rd down to show the pass look, because that's who goes in on pass downs. You have 1 running back that you're not paying a total of $15 million for. You're paying 1 running back a rookie contract deal that can do both jobs. You can leave him on the field the whole time. Your offense automatically gets more diverse.
Right.
But I'll give a name because I put it out on Twitter earlier. Was like some guys we're not talking about enough for mid rounds, and name number one at running back was Chase Brown because he had a great combine from Illinois. Derek's in love with his brother Sidney Brown, the safety. So it's only fair now, since me and Derek are like this, that I'd be in love with his twin brother, the running back Chase Brown.
I haven't watched a lot of him because how big is he?
Well, hold on. Let me pull some stuff up for you, sir.
Let me clear my throat. Oh, sorry.
Don't let us get too much hold music, Dale.
5'11", 215. So
that's a big boy. That's a thick boy.
That's good size, right? He's only 22 years old, just turned 22. One of the things I've written down about him, he was productive, very productive. So I was worried about his testing, actually. But willing pass protector. That's all you can ask for coming out of college is someone who's a willing pass protector. Doesn't mean they're great at it. Means they fucking put their fucking nose in there and try.
Well, that's like Samaje when we're playing the Cowboys and he goes in there and goes one-on-one with Micah Parsons. I feel like everyone forgets about that. But he didn't have no hesitation, didn't avoid him. He got right in there, squared up with him, and he held him up for the whole play.
Ted Karras has said Samaje could be an offensive lineman if he wanted to. I mean, he blocks that.
Throw him in at guard, man. Better than Sharping was in the anyway. But
which did you watch the show when we had Trags on here when Trags said that they were a week away from getting Kappa
everybody back,
all of them back? And if we had Kappa in that game, we win that freaking game.
Hey, well, you have Jackson Carman. All you needed back was Jonah Williams. Jackson Carman's like, just throw Jonah at guard because he was like the best left tackle this team's ever seen. All you need is Jackson Carman. He's like the best player on the team.
Are you on crack right now? Did you?
He's ready to go into another rant. Don't get him started.
So you're not on the Jackson Carman is going
to
be
played well as
going to replace
Jonah Williams, backup left tackle. It's nothing wrong with that.
He is a great backup left tackle.
There you go.
Not a starting left tackle. I love him at swing. I think that would be. We talked about this earlier in this broadcast. I would love to see him as our swing.
Well, I think that's where he could prove himself to keep sticking here after this year.
Well, I've said, like, if he needs to go out for the right tackle job this year, they're going to replace Jonah with a long-term replacement after this season. And if they don't, I'm going to have some strong words on Twitter, but we can all wait for that. But if Jackson Carman wants to stick on this team, he needs to go for that right tackle spot. Well, I think he showed a lot of upside. He's a great run blocker. I think he can do it.
What if Jonah makes the jump? That we all think. You don't think the Bengals are trying to, if he's improving during the season, you don't think they'll try to.
If he makes the jump, he's going to be a $20 million.
Yeah.
I
said that to you last week, Jeff.
I don't care who it is.
Listen to me. You don't listen to me, Jeff.
You talk a lot, okay? You say a lot of stuff, okay? It's kind of hard. There's only so much room in here, okay, for everything you say.
Jonah's an $18 million guy this year.
Right.
I'm not going to let him take a jump, have the cap go up, and then pay him $25 next year.
No, that makes sense. That does make sense.
I love the guy. I hope he goes and kicks ass and gets his money. But like, I'm not keeping him. That's for sure.
That makes way more sense than what Dale said the other day about the same thing.
No, but as much as I talk bad about him, I love Carman. He looked good in the run game, and I need him to pan out so I can stop having night terrors about Creed Humphrey because I was pounding the table for him. And you couldn't hear me in Cincinnati, apparently.
No, dude, that was, trust me, like the only way I rationalized that draft pick after the fact was that we traded down and got some picks for him. And then that we also picked up Osai in the third, who I would have taken in the second. Like, I was
you flip-flopped him?
Yeah, I just, in my head, Carman was a third-round pick. That's the only way I could get through it without losing my mind because I had Osai as like a fringe first round, early second guy. We got him in the third. And Carman I had as like a middle third round guy. So I'm like, I guess I could flip-flop him in my head. And that's still a good draft, you know?
No, I've seen a lot of these guys come out. There's a lot of guys coming out this year with grading systems. I don't know if it's because I haven't been in the draft Twitter too much except for last year kind of. But there's a lot of these guys that like talk about value per pick and they do the whole draft and show how many guys are falling. And that's why I had posted that tweet yesterday. But the pick at 28 is not. Everyone's acting like it's gonna like a boom or bust pick, but like there's gonna be probably 3 to 5 good options at that pick that are good first round value this year. That doesn't mean their first round value. I think there's like maybe 15 first round picks. Yeah. But it's going to be good value at 28, and you're not going to be angry with any of the people they pick. When we get to 60, there's going to be a lot of good value at 60 that has fallen that should have been away in the first. Like that's how the draft works. There's teams that are going to draft Cole Strange in the first round and are going to let somebody fall to you. You just got
to. Cole Strange is actually really good. Fuck.
Oh, I was a fan of him coming out of the combine, but
I was so pissed that he ended up being good because I was like, "What the fuck, man."
No, I had my first draft party of my adult life last year, and they picked Cole Strange, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "That's a sneaky good pick. That's a really good pick." And they're like, "Who the hell is this guy?"
They're all laughing at you.
Chattanooga.
Like now, when you have your second draft party, you're just going to walk around in a Cole Strange jersey because I think he wears number 69.
He's going to do the crop,
by the way,
trash crop too.
He does wear number 69 too, so he's destined for success.
Yeah, that's how you know he's the guy. That's what I'm gonna post my big board on the wall, and when they pick random guys up in the first round that no one's ever heard of, I'm gonna highlight them.
Like, there you go.
That's Parker's guy. Parker was in the office of that one.
you know that I haven't done it the last few years. I just keep everything on paper, but there is a couple. I want everybody to see it when I was having draft parties. This is my shit. All I did was get made fun of. It was very disappointing.
When Warren McClendon gets picked up in the first round, and everyone's like, "Who the hell is this guy? He went to Georgia. How have I never heard of this guy?" I'm going to be unbearable on the timeline. Just know that right now. Unbearable.
I think we'll probably doing some live shows. During the draft or after the draft or something. I'll set something.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to be doing stuff around the draft, but I just
we definitely get you back on.
One time I usually hang out with my brother-in-law, so I'm like, I don't know if I can do like a whole life thing.
You don't need to hang out with brother. You can hang out with us. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, but yeah. So last year, Karlaftis, that one still hurt me.
Oh, dude, I texted him. He was like, dude, we were that close.
I was like,
oh, that was this guy.
And I was feeling it all day too.
Dude, it was close. Dude. Oh, it was close. Freaking Chiefs.
One pick.
And Parker, you've been on for almost an hour. I appreciate it, man. I'll let you go get some dinner or whatever, but tell everybody where they can find you, what you got coming out, or anything you want to plug.
Man, it's always a pleasure to come on here. I like chatting with you guys. Like I feel like I've been on some podcasts where it feels kind of stiff and it's like very like regulated. I like that we can just bullshit on here, man. It makes me happy.
I know another show like that. I know another show like that, Parker, that you may be on next Wednesday.
Dude, I don't know. Am I? I've heard rumors.
What?
I've heard rumors.
Another show?
I don't know.
Parker, you're not just whatever show that is. Forget it. They're not.
Is there a show that's not this show?
No, this is the only show.
Jeff, you thought he was exclusive to you?
Duh,
Parker's a slut.
Dude, we had a moment in lot one. We gave you
Parker's a podcast slut.
Dude, I have to get on here. I have to have a place where I can yell about Jonah Williams and someone that's not my fiance can hear it.
There you go. Both shows are the place for you.
Next Wednesday, Parker's going to be on my show next Wednesday.
Free agency, baby. Big E's coming. He's coming.
Yeah.
No, I always put my ad on here because I don't like saying it. It feels weird and it feels very scammy. But you can go follow me at Parker Blake 60 on Twitter, because then see me rant about how I know more about the draft than everybody else, even though no one knows about the draft.
Hell yeah.
His OnlyFans is Big Utah 69.
No, I got some off-season stuff coming up.
That's a pretty good. Big Utah 69 is a pretty good name.
Well, I don't want to lie. It'd be like Lil Utah 69.
You're a big boy.
Well, yeah, some areas. But I got some stuff coming up. I don't know anything official yet. I'll let you guys know. I'll let everybody know. Just go follow me. I live on Twitter. Ask anybody around me. They all yell at me for it, and say I'm a Gen Z. So
there you go. All right, Parker. Appreciate you.
See you, brother.
I'll see you next
time.
I'll see you on the TV screen. I'm not.
Hey, hold on. Brad just said Parker on Belly Up to the Bar.
Oh, you never know.
Dude, I don't know. You got me intrigued with this
One
new
of our loyal 20 subscribers to Belly Up to the Bar.
20 subscribers.
We were actually talking about this to him before, Brad, and you had no idea about that. So
Brad's here with us. He's like,
because I will tease Friday at 8:30 is when we're doing our next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Friday at 8:30 p.m. and it's Belly Up to Zombieland because we're talking all about the apocalypse. We're talking.
This is a great first episode for me.
So we're talking. How's the fat guy going to survive in the apocalypse?
The fat guy's survival tips.
We're talking our favorite like zombie apocalypse movies. Like it's going to be a good one.
Exactly. We don't want to talk about too much now. We want to wait till Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. Tune in. Friday.
Parker, I'll send you a link to last week's episode. So we did it like 3:30 on Friday, but it was like where the combine was starting. So we did like a Fat Man Combine thing.
Dude, I'm telling you, we have to do a Fat Man Combine.
Oh, dude, we didn't actually heard it. Well, actually, some of the stuff. No,
so the first
watch the video. We got some ideas.
Yeah, but the first event, just here's the tease. The first event we came up with was the 40-ounce dash. So how fast can you drink a 40 ounce?
You have 40 hands? You gonna go 40 hands for the 40-ounce dash?
Hey, we weren't gonna actually run.
Yeah, we're not
we don't
running.
need to run.
No, we're just drinking.
We don't run.
No, we don't run. We're too big and old. Well, I'm too big and old.
And then we got the 3 Coney drill. Like we had some good ones.
And then
shoot me a link. I'm watching that for sure.
All right, I'll shoot you.
I'll be on that for sure.
And then maybe you'll be on Friday with us.
There you go.
It's Jeff and I's show and Pork Chop.
Pork Chop.
Pork Chop's the most fascinating man ever.
The man, the myth, the legend.
He's worked at a strip club. He's judged the Cannabis Cup.
Dude, I was so glad I got to meet him. I never heard about him until I was out there for the game.
Yeah.
And he come walking up and you say, "Oh, this is Pork Chop." And I just like the energy I got from that guy. I was like, I need to talk to this guy.
Dude,
okay, but now we've got to know him more even since the season has ended.
Yeah.
With this show and the thing, and it's mind blowing.
They put the jello in the thing. Okay.
I want to send you a link. It's a lot. It's amazing and it's a lot.
It's awesome. All right, Parker.
I appreciate it though.
Who day, brother?
Who day?
Yeah, Friday.
All right, I said we never promote that show, but I had to promote it there.
We promoted on 2 different shows today. We never promote the show.
I mean, it had like 20 subscribers, but they're 20 loyal subscribers.
20 loyal subscribers, and Brad's one of them.
And we appreciate it. Is. That's why I said, I don't care if it doesn't grow. I said, we'll keep doing it as long as we are having fun, and that makes me laugh so much.
So you got any shows coming up on Bengals and Brews this week? You want to tell everybody about?
Fuck that show. I am Bengals and Brews. Fuck you, Derek. Fuck you, Joe. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got shows. I got a show tomorrow, but it's with Centurion and Greg. And then I got a show Thursday with Willie Lutz, unless he backs out like last week. And then Saturday, we're going to have Andrew Fox Miller on.
Yeah.
That's the first time we're having him on. I'm excited for him because he's a pretty cool dude. He's the man behind James Rapine.
He is James Rapine. James Rapine is just a mouthpiece. Andrew Fox Miller is the information guy.
He does all the work.
He's the work.
The producer that he does like all the graphics, all that. James just the pretty face with the built bars. You're pussy. You're a pussy, James.
He's just upset. You're just upset because James never come on your show.
I know. I love you, James. Just kidding. You're great.
Whatever.
Pussy.
All right, dude. Who day? Drink.
Hold on.
Right. Go. Keep drinking. For the podcast listeners, Dale is downing a 12-ounce Miller Lite.
Can't do it.
His throat is burning. He can't do it now.
I got a gag reflex.
That's a good way to end it.
Or do I?
Ooh. Oh, God. I love those guys. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did watching that. I don't know. I'm sorry. Somebody commented. Private comment. Anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Let's get to Facebook groups and that let me live stream. I appreciate every single one of them. They are Who Day Nation, Who Day Legion, Radical Reds, Bearcat Rockets, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. And then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under sports with, actually, all under Bengals Talk. Well, just look up Strawberry Ice. It's two different names. All under Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trudapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I will be pulling off the saddle later on tonight. Putting on the podcast is on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a 5-star review. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Again, the new name is Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. YouTubers, you guys are awesome. Seriously, I had a huge jump yesterday, 2,132 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Please keep growing the channel. I will keep doing this every single day. Well, not Saturday. Well, sometimes Saturday, Sunday. It just depends on what I feel like doing. Tomorrow on the show, I'm looking it up real quick as I forget. How did I forget that? I don't know how I forgot that. I am 99.9999% sure I'm going to have Trenton Irwin, Bengals wide receiver, on the show. I think it's going to be at 8 o'clock because if I do it at 5 o'clock, he's got a tea time in California. So I think we're doing it at 8 o'clock. So this is why I tell you, subscribe to the channel. So tomorrow, Trenton Irwin of the Cincinnati Bengals, live here, 8 o'clock. If it's not, it'll be me talking to myself. Again, if you want to see a really cool show or maybe a disaster of the show, subscribe. Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!